prediction was accurate. At the mere sight of the girls, a commotion ensued. Sasu, who was surrounded by a group of admiring ladies, quickly excused himself to seek out Tima. These ladies began to murmur their disapproval at being openly shunned for Tima. Sasu, on the other hand, could not care less. He ran towards Tima, who escaped to meet him halfway, and for a tiny fraction of a second, she let him embrace her and broke off just before an elder noticed anything. With so much love in their eyes, they withdrew to a secluded corner to whisper sweet nothings to each other, as lovers do. From the corner of her eye, Enkachi watched the two lovebirds wistfully. Anybody could easily tell they were deeply in love. It was such a beautiful scene to behold. She realized that all the abandoned group of admiring girls who had earlier surrendered Sasu were now busily saying vile things about the lovebirds. They appeared to be desperate looking for a mate. Not long after that, Enkachi espied Asante lurking in the shadows. He had obviously secluded himself, waiting for her, and now he had met and was moving in her direction. Some eager young girls tried to waylay him, but he managed to elude them completely. His eyes were on one person only. As Asante walked towards her, Enkachi pretended not to see him. She started to engage Asifa, who was passing by, in some harmless chat. Asifa took the bait and sustained Enkachi's pointless chatter. She laughed that Enkachi was playing hard to get. Asante knew the game that was being played, so he halted near an old man and sat beside him. The old man realized that the young man's eyes were only focused on the pretty girl and gave him a wistful smile, remembering his own forays of old. Asante played for time. After a while, he realized he had to shake off all patience and snatch her if he was to talk to her at all. He therefore went and interrupted the conversation that Enkachi was having with Asifa. He greeted them and hailed Asifa with praises of how well she raised her daughters and how beautiful they were amongst all the girls in the village. Asifa smiled, pleased that Asante had bested them with such sweet appellations. She praised him and said, "You would definitely be Ayamikese," and said, "You will definitely be Ayamikese, chief linguist in this town soon. You have a way with words just like your father. So much honey flowing from such young lips. I know you here to pull Enkachi away, but do not go and hide away as you did previously. Today is the bonfire day. Just stay here and enjoy yourself." Asante's embarrassment was short-lived as Asifa excused herself and left them. Enkachi gave a short laugh when she was gone. "Don't laugh," he chided. "I still don't understand how you and I could have dozed off when we were supposed to be watching the animals drinking by the pond." Enkachi replied tersely, "Could you blame us? The cold breeze, the gentle sway of the pond, and the still of the night. We were helpless to the charm. I must admit, I have never felt as rested as I did that night. When rescuers found us there, I was more annoyed than embarrassed. To be honest, I wish they had delayed and only found us in the morning."
Alright, if the one is ready, we give the specifics, then I'll announce.
Okay, sorry.
Alright, step be readiness. As you take also in chapter 2, page 31. When your friends talk, let's see the first word. Asante loud. Asante. Okay. So you are starting from Asante through to page 34. The last word is trouble. The first two words are big trouble. That is the first three lines of page 34. So you are starting from page 31, right? Is it page 31?
Yes, please.
You are starting from page 31. Page 31, Asante, down there, the last line or the last paragraph of page 31 through to page 34. Page 34, the first three lines, trouble, big trouble. Now your time starts now. Step.
Asante laughed. He was enjoying his chat with Nkechi, staring into those huge, expressive eyes. His heart swelled at the realization that this would be the woman he would spend the rest of his life with. He pulled Nkechi towards him and found me by a rock where they sat side by side. When I'm with you, my spirit dances within me.
He was helping the girl with the microphone, thinking that the microphone is not working properly. And for that reason, I don't know whether, Judge, are you going to start or just continue from there?
So I'll start.
Good. So please, you are to start. They were helping them with the microphone. Now, you've done very well. Thank you very much. Let's put our hands together for them. So now, please, you pass the microphones to the next two, okay? So that it wouldn't create any other thing. Thank you very much. Please, we appreciate you, okay? We appreciate you. So please, you are starting afresh. So start now.
Okay. Asante laughed. He was enjoying his chat with Nkechi, staring into those huge, expressive eyes. His heart swelled at the realization that this would be the woman he would spend the rest of his life with. He pulled Nkechi towards him and found nearby a rock where they sat side by side. When I'm with you, my spirit dances within me, and I will treasure every moment spent with you till eternity, Asante mused sincerely while looking into Nkechi's eyes. Nkechi locked eyes with Asante's. No words were needed as silently each pledged their love for the another. The night was alive with love. Young people had gathered into clusters of two, talking and dancing in the glow of the cracking huge bonfire that burns brightly in the night air. It was easy to spot the lovers locked in their own sweet world. In spite of the loving atmosphere that reigned, a careful observer could detect a foreboding of evil lurking in the air. Temperatures had been rising steadily, culminating into a heated day. It was as though the entire village was placed on a constant grill of fire cascading from the sun, matched only by the boiling intensity of the news that floated through the village. Nkechi staggered to a nearby rock and sat down. This time, it was not that the heat that forced her to place a hand on her moist forehead. I really don't understand all this. Please repeat what you said. I think I must not be hearing things as I should, she insisted. Leaning to shield her from the scorching sun, Asante breathed heavily and shook his head. She knew our custom in training royal princes. In order to prevent him from being pampered in his hometown, a royal princess exiled to a foreign land for 6 seasons. While there, he learns how to fight and survive without the help of his people. He also learns to appreciate his own culture compared to others, especially the values he took for granted in his own land. I don't have to tell you all this, you already know. Slowly, Nkechi nodded her head with encouragement, Asante to go on. For this purpose, Ohene-Bajan, our prince, was sent to Makokrum. He has spent 4 seasons there, and until recently, he has shown himself worthy of his title as the Oheneba, the future ruler of this land. However, he has now found himself in big trouble. Thank you.
page 34. In Makukrum, in the first fourth line of page 34 through to 36. The last word is long in page 36. Your time, your minutes, your space starts from now. Start.
In Makokro, some women trade themselves to men when they become widows. In the strange custom, but these people do not frown upon such behaviors. In fact, whenever a prince is in training wins a battle, it is their custom to give one of those women to that prince as a prize. Ohinibajan won a battle, but unfortunately, the woman who was presented to him was substituted for another. It was only after the consummation that the truth came out. Unknown to him, the suppliant was a young virgin chosen for sacrifice to the gods. In order to escape her fate, she had carried out a subterfuge, which meant that Ohiniba would have to be sacrificed to the gods to atone for her abomination. And Kechi chimed in, but why can't they punish the girl? Since Ohiniba did not know what was going on, it's obvious that it was not his fault. You are right, he was not to be blamed. But the gods are often not fair. They were demanding a sacrifice. Hence, our elders selected some warriors to go and sue for peace and bring back our heir. He has been ordained by our gods to rule, and our gods will not be pleased if we deserted him. You have said so much, Asante, but I still don't understand why you must go. You know, our people do not force anyone. Please, don't go. Asante, stay here. For the first time, Asante heard the tone of concern in his beloved. And Kechi, without her usual sauciness, he said, Mido, I want to stay here with you, even till eternity. But I am a man. Men must do what they can do to ensure that life is perfectly balanced and harmonized for the ones they love. I love you, and I will never let you think of me as the man who could not fight to protect his people and the land we both loved. He lifted his hands to her face and tilted it up to look into her eyes. There he saw the flesh tears that were welling up in her eyes. And Kechi looked back into his eyes and saw how hard he was trying to hide his tears from an anxiety as a man. Unable to check her tears, her emotions streamed down her cheeks, mustering his hands. Oh, and Kechi, your tears mean more than everything I have ever held dear in my life. Mido, for your sake, I have to go. I have to be brave for my land and for you. My love, this is for you. My Kechi, and for our unborn children. With that, he kissed her moist hands, tasting the salty tears. His gesture broke her emotions and she wept noisily, unable to restrain herself any longer, whispering my name the way you do, holding me close like you do. You should understand my tears. I don't want to lose you. Let someone else go. It is not fair to ask someone else to go in my stead. Only a coward will do that. I will come back a hero. I want you to say one day that your husband helped to bring back our Ohiniba to this village. I'm doing this for us. So please, Mido, promise me you will wait for me. Asante knelt down in front of her and wiped away her tears. Now, it's time to go. We have only one day to be together, for I leave tomorrow. And Kechi smiled wanly. She calmly took his hands and pulled him up. First, let's go to my compound. I must prepare something for you, for the journey is long. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Our dear sister, Fatima, start.
The following day, The sun shone brightly despite the mournful gloom that settled on the village. Every household was chafing at the prospect of impending war that loomed large. Many young and able men had volunteered to join the battle. Only the sick, the disabled, or the extremely young stayed back at the village. The atmosphere was laden with mournful wailing of women who poured out the fear of losing their husbands and sons in the battle. At length, the warriors assembled before the chief on the palace courtyard for their fateful journey. Each warrior stood tall and proud as the chief went round, shaking their hands and putting courage in their hearts. All the trepidation and young men felt was masked with false bravado and war chants. Each warrior was a carry-on full of their needed essentials by their side, along with various farm tools that had been quickly converted into acceptable weaponry. The chief was proud to see such fine young men who had volunteered to die for their fatherland. He bemoaned his ill health, which prevented him from joining the troop. Nevertheless, he declared, "For as long as I can remember, never has such a dark cloud formed over the usual windy skies of here in Serbia. We are peaceful, and the gods have blessed us with a peace in the refuge of these looming mountains. Yet today, with much sadness, I stand before so many fine warriors who happen to be the best men in my land, bidding them to go on a quest which is likely to end in war. In all honesty, I am very much grieved by this. Noble men, your bravery will never be forgotten as you try to bring harmony into our lives. I want to assure you all that, or you do not fight for some foolish cause or take over another man's land. You fight to protect the land that has been faithful over the past generations. The land is your blood. It is my blood, and it is the blood of our people who love you so much. Go and return well with the triumph of war. Go with fire. Go with Oja. We go with Oja." The men shouted in unison, stamping their feet in the rhythm of chawant. With that, the warriors moved on in one mighty column, followed by wailing women and children, and Kechi sat on the tree overlooking the valley. It was the same tree she had climbed with Asante many nights before. She watched the warriors leave the village, and her eyes stayed on them as they descended on the mountains until they disappeared from her sight. Her heart was heavy with grief. She tried to restrain her tears in vain.
All right. Let's put our hands together for our lady. She did this in 3 minutes, 10 seconds. 3 minutes, 10 seconds. Thank you very much. Now the teacher for Siwas, please. The word is story. Story. I don't know whether you've seen the word. All right. So you are reading. Your time. Saint Joseph. Your time starts now. Go.
In a spirit of true unity, the villagers came together to fill the yearning gap created after so many men had left the village. The work of the farms became a job for the women and the children. Anytime a farm needed to be tilled, the owner informed the entire village and volunteers came to help. The few hunters and fisher folk that remained shared the meat and fish they caught. Everybody became their neighbor's keeper. And every evening, they all gathered at the village square to pray for the safe return of their loved ones from the battlefield. That was how the Odum household became acquainted with the side twins. Their mother normally looked after them while their father went to the farm. But when their father left for the war, their mother had to go to the farm alone. The neighbors cared for the children. Care for the twins moved along from family to family until the Odum household got involved. Fortunately, Eja Odum was declared unfit to go to battle because he was too old. With the man available to do farm duties, the men were free to do their chores and support their other families crippled by their loved ones sent off to war. The Odum family was more than happy to take care of the side twins. The side twins, as they were popularly called, were two young boys of about 7 old years. Their name was Nana Kesi and Papa Tutu. But their names disappeared on account of their stubbornness. Any victim of their mischief would always blame it on the side twins. How they loved mischief. When Tima, for example, was going to fetch water, she had to be extra careful because the side twins could appear from nowhere and scare her into dropping her pot. And Kati had to hide all her herbs and tools carefully because the twins would scatter them about, making her work impossible. Asifa almost always suffered disaster if she could not keep her food basket in a high place because the side twins would open the door for the storeroom ajar for the chickens to feed on the food. Yet the one who suffered most was Eja Odum himself. The twins would always disturb him whenever the old man wanted to be alone. They would clamber onto him, calling him grandpa. They would insist he carry both of them at the same time. Sometimes they would climb onto his back. They loved following him around, mimicking his every movement. But what drove him crazy was their constant chatter and the way they would raise their voice to a loud pitch when talking to him. In fact, they were a nuisance. It amused the women folk how he handled the two rascals. He never got upset with them, even when they destroyed valuable items. Instead, he would devise useless chores to keep them occupied. Once Asifa found Eja Odum telling them a story. She was impressed with how rapt the twins were as they listened to the story. Thank you.
Together for them. They are also done. And the date is in 3 minutes, 9 seconds.
Oslobo ne ye. Oslobo ma ne. Oslobo. Bani ayi go. Oslobo ne ye.
Facebook,
Marcel.
Twitter,
Marcel.
TikTok.
Anu de mo ho no.
Native so
Ya su yopo.
Now what catch me? I don't know secret.
Into one day.
So,
Hey. Media help wa ba amata ifo mo buy into one day.
what's the media hub?
Omo ba masa ifo.
And I'm talking about some there trouble.
Where? O be say utwa sini. And I say movie editing. Photographer, that's photo shoot. Bibia, omo ye ni genuine. Jo be say usua bia, obetuma ba abesua. Acting there, ye find it easy kura. Enye, movie ni kwa say bia, they come there say o. E bia o ye eye, engagement adolescent. Don't say see akwa no, ba be wale, ataka. If you say ubetwa o video, bia come na, I ni no mo de man eye. Mo no mo boa me na me number bia oswobo ni e.
What is all your brother?
Aden.
When you say senior money, I dear many too. Me, a man who's trying to pay or be a man, I video. That's how the way let's see me.
So mo buy na mo say bia azan no mo ye. We so anya azan. Be unya ball no na so person track up na. From on be to bibia ma jenu. Yopo, bibia ye jenu.
Nah, I'm grandma na ye no so say ben. Me and Konomo outside and see streaming in life. Me so man go technology school be out. Say be any damn.
Omo be bo, omo be for bibia life. E o fe bibia and I say human TV. Bibia be bo life.
Yeah, sure.
We sure papa. O pe so mo ye interview. Bo mo be ye interview. Collect. E ha mi jina man dey ba ama ya ko interview.
Yeah, sure.
Bibia sure.
Before we rebe fi no there.
Where mami chi oba bi omo wo say bibia kwai. So o pe so o from one. Be from 0558 495730. So because baby I was love me.
Only media hub for Antonchia. Na dwumadie bia wo pese wo no wo ye bia.
The empty traditional area. Ghana, your most welcome. Students announce. Say figure 5. Okay. All right. So they are also reading from one fine morning, page 42. That is, I think that is the first, second, third paragraph. One fine morning, page 42. They will take 43, then they will end it in 44, 45, right? 45, the first 2 lines of page 45. The first 2 lines of page 45. And the last word is now. Is now. So you are starting from page 42, 1. The first word is 1. And the last word supposed to be now. So 1 and now. Now your minutes will start very soon. So we are starting, and we are starting now. Start.
One fine morning, Ajaodun was having his breakfast. He was in a hurry to go to the farm. It was evident that he wanted to eat in peace. But the twins were quarreling over who should sit on his left side. The woman did not want to interfere as they waited to see Ajaodun's reaction. He whistled to gain the twins' attention. Then he dangled a large piece of meat in the air. The twins both made to grab it, but he swerved it away from them and held up a finger to his lips to tell them to keep quiet. They nodded in unison and stared at him, entranced. He smiled his approval and moved a second chair towards the one on his left. In so doing, they could both sit on his left. Satisfied with the development, they each grabbed a chair and smiled back at Ajaodun, who in turn gave them each a large piece of meat. Timam moved to sit beside Nkechi, who was peeling a basket full of cassava. He signaled Nkechi to look at their father and troublesome twins. I am amazed at the way Ajaodun handles these difficult twins. He engages them in a way that he has never done with us. He is so distant with you and I, and he never seems interested in matters that concern us. Is it because we are girls? Is it because we did not pester him enough? The way our father handles the twins it is obvious that he can handle any difficult situation. In fact, I have an idea, Nkechi. Perhaps if you drag Eja Odum's leg whilst I climb onto his shoulder, it will be enough to alert him that we need attention too, Tema suggested. At the suggestion, Nkechi burst out laughing uncontrollably. That would have been quite a spectacle, especially since he would feel diseased and take to his heels. Mr. Odumja himself, he will figure out a way to kill our energy. Behind his back, the girls called their father Eja Odumja, a play on his name intended to mean Father Fire Extinguisher. But they were careful about calling him that in his presence. As far as one almost told them using that nickname on their father, they were sure she would grind them like hot pepper if she found out they called her husband the fire extinguisher. Yes, I remember that day he nearly caught us calling him that. I almost fainted, but just look at him. He seemed so relaxed, yet he barely talks to us, Tima observed. You are right. I guess even though the side twins are the worst children in the world, they have managed to get a child to loosen up a bit. They have been a welcome distraction, and Kaichim remarked, yes, and not just for father but for us as well. Tema, do you remember the day the men left for war? We cried for days. You in particular were inconsolable for 2 whole weeks. It was very difficult for me to accept that Sasu had left. I had wanted to swear an oath with him, but he talked to me out of it. I think it's so unfair that in our generation, war should occur. Do you think they've raised the battlefield by now? Thank you.
All right, let's put our hands together for our girl. She also did this in 3 minutes 49
anti-career verification. We have a man here, a well-versed resource person here from Sashi, a poet. And Gideon is here. I wonder why you are not there. Yes. He's my product. One of the best colleges. You know, observing from my part of the world, I must commend all the competing schools once again for the composure, the confidence. It is not easy to have SAS students standing in front of their colleagues and with a revered chief in their midst reading these pieces. Contestants, I wish you can come for yourself. I've made few remarks. Stan, can I see? Okay, say right. For you, maybe after the program, okay, I'll give you a special slot in anti-color verification, if only you like it, please. Why am I saying this? I'm not judging. I'm giving my own remarks. For something like a poem, at a point in time, you have to dramatize it. You have to feel it. You have to own it, as if you were the one. And I saw that in your voice. You did exactly what I'm talking about. Queens. Where's Queens? Oh, okay. Queens. I don't know if the judges are on the same level with me. But I can also rise. Queens. You see, Esther was able to win the heart of the king through a voice. And the voice, I call it the poetic voice. In reciting poetry, you have a special voice for it. Where it seems to be deep, make it deep. Where it's supposed to be light, make it light. And when you think, you have to breathe and go back to the rhythm, you do so. And you really nail it right on the hill. You did well. Asek, can you say this? Asek. What are they? Aha. Somebody might wonder, but I see it. That is called poem. The acceleration in poem or poetic acceleration. In reciting poem, you can't read your normal voice. And she was very good. The energy was there. She was really as if she has rehearsed the story or the poem for a while. You see, when you watch those programs on the television, because they've recited, rehearsed over and over, they come there and the display. She was like that. So I was wondering, does she have the poem before the program? But I could see that she was just giving the poem and she lived by it. To the rest, in fact, you all are making the competition very tough. And it's worth when I'm not being here with you. I think I'll be posting for the next round where I'll have other observations whatsoever to come in with. Thank you, the judges, for the opportunity. All right.
What's up, man? What's up, man?
What's up?
Eh, Bani, I go. What's up, man?
Facebook,
Marcel,
Twitter,
Marcel.
TikTok.
I don't give a bohano.
Native so
That's your po.
Now I catch him. I don't see him.
You don't take. One day.
So,
Hey, media help. What about I'm at you for more Brian? Don't take.
what's it? The media hub.
I'm not done myself before.
And I'm not going to some of their trouble.
Where? Over so just in. and I said movie editing, photographer, that's photo shoot. Bibia, omoyeni genuine. The person who share bia, ubet maba ebishia. Acting there, yeah, funny easy kura. And yet, movie who want to be out. They come here and say, oh yeah, engagement, adult. Don't say see our problem, otherwise, after that. If you have said, ubet on video, yeah, come now. I need no more the man eye. One of my boy, me and them number be our swabble.
What is all your brother?
Ade.
What is a senior money? I damn any two. Me and my man is to try to pay be a man. I have video. That's not the way let's see me.
So mo buy it. Now mo say be azan o mo ye. We so enya azan. Be unya bo unya na so person twa cap na. From on be twa bibia na jenu. Yopo mo bibia ye jenu.
Na me grandma na ye no so say ben. Me and kono mo outside and see streaming in life. Me so man go technology school be out. Say be ni dem mo.
Mo be bo, on be for bibia life. E o fe bibia and I say human TV. Bibia be bo life.
Sure.
Yes, sure papa. O person mo ye interview. Bo mo be ye interview. Collect. How me jina man dey ba am ya ko interview.
Yes, sure.
Bibia sure.
Before me rebe fi no there.
Where mami chi oba bi omo omo say be quiet. So o person o from one. Be from 0558 495730. Because baby I was love me.
Only media hub for Antonchia. Na dwumadie bia wo pese wonu wo ye bia on be am yopo ama media hub unveiling the potentials in you.
Got 6 plus 4, making 10 for that round. Sebubakwai Senior High obtained 7 plus 5, making 12. Sebuyosu Senior High Technical, Sebuyosu Senior High Technical obtained 6.5 plus 5.5, making 12. STEM Awasu obtained 7 plus 6, making 13. Then Queens Girls SHS obtained 7 plus 8, making 15. ASEC, that's Asawinsu SHS, obtained 6 plus 6, making 12. And finally, but not the least, St. Joseph's SHS obtained 4 plus 5, making 9. Those are the points for the various schools in the last round. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Now we know where we stand, whether we're making progress or not. But I know you're all progressing. Now let's clap hands once again for our contestants. Please put your hands together for the contestants.